Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand, something so small, yet so powerful, it could change the course of your financial life forever. Picture a coin that passed through countless hands, from pockets to cash registers, unnoticed for decades, and now, today, it could be your ticket to wealth beyond your imagination. This is not just any coin. This is the 1964 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny, an American treasure with a mint mark error that makes it a rare gem among collectors, and in today's market, its value can reach maximum dollars. Yes, the coin you might have casually overlooked in a jar of spare change could be worth a fortune. Have you ever wondered if the coin sitting in your drawers or tucked away in an old wallet could actually turn into real money? The truth is, many Americans are sitting on hidden fortunes without even realizing it. Let's step back for a moment and consider why this tiny penny is commanding such attention. The 1964 D penny isn't just another copper disc stamped with Lincoln's profile. It represents a pivotal moment in numismatic history. In 1964, the Denver Mint produced pennies in staggering quantities, but due to a minor striking anomaly, some coins emerged with subtle yet critical errors. These errors make certain coins extraordinarily rare and highly desirable. When you hold one of these pennies, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a story, a piece of Americana that collectors are willing to pay big money for. Can you imagine selling something for thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars, that used to be worth just 1 cent? It sounds like a dream, but for the right coin, it's very real. Now, let's take a moment to visualize this scenario. You're at home, sifting through old coin rolls, and you come across a penny that looks ordinary at first glance. But wait, a tiny detail catches your eye. Could this be a mint error? Could this be the rare 1964 D. Lincoln penny that collectors would kill to get their hands on? Excitement floods through you. Your pulse quickens. The realization hits, you might be holding a fortune in your very hands. Suddenly, those coins you've ignored for years are no longer just pocket change, they're potential life changers. And here's a secret many don't know: coins like these don't sit quietly in homes. They're in constant demand at auctions, collectible shops, and private sales, often fetching maximum dollar values depending on their condition and rarity. You might be asking yourself, how do I even know if my coin is one of these rare finds, or how can I sell it without being scammed? These are critical questions because selling old and rare coins in the USA requires strategy, knowledge, and timing. First, the condition of your coin matters more than you might think. Coins are graded on a scale, and even slight imperfections can influence value dramatically. But don't let that intimidate you. Many collectors are willing to pay generously for coins that tell a story or possess unique errors, and with the right guidance, you can turn your discovery into real wealth. Have you ever thought that a simple trip to a local coin dealer or auction house could be the first step toward unlocking your fortune? Here's the pattern interrupt. Imagine your neighbor proudly showing off their latest antique purchase, while you sit there realizing you could have already had a coin worth more than their entire collection just lying in your own home. Funny, isn't it? Yet this isn't just a thought experiment, it's happening every day across America. People are finding 1964 D pennies in dimes, old jars, even under couch cushions, and turning them into life-changing profits. The real question is, are you going to let this opportunity slip by? The market for rare Lincoln pennies is hotter than ever, driven by collectors who understand the value of scarcity and history. And let's not forget the thrill, the excitement of discovering that something you took for granted could transform your financial future. Think about this: how many times have you wished for a way to increase your wealth without taking unnecessary risks? How often have you dreamed of turning a simple hobby, like coin collecting, into a serious investment? This is exactly where rare coins like the 1964 D penny come into play. From pocket change to millions, coins have the power to elevate lifestyles, fulfill dreams, and create opportunities that many only fantasize about. You might even wonder, is it too late for me to get into this market? The answer is absolutely not. Demand is growing every day, and the rarity of these coins ensures that their value will remain strong, if not increase, in the coming years. So, how do you sell a coin like this? How do you ensure you get top dollar? The first step is authentication. Professional grading services can confirm the authenticity of your 1964 D. Lincoln penny, which dramatically increases buyer confidence and market value. Next, explore auctions or reputable coin shops. Auctions create a sense of urgency among buyers, often resulting in competitive bidding that drives prices sky high. And here's an insight that's almost too good to ignore: even coins that might initially seem average can become highly sought after if they have subtle, identifiable errors. Are you starting to see the possibilities? The pathway from ordinary penny to extraordinary wealth lies in awareness, education, and timing. As we reach the climax of our story, picture this: you've identified your coin, authenticated it, and now it's time to sell. The auctioneer's hammer falls, and the bidding begins. Hearts race. The value climbs higher and higher, fueled by collectors who recognize the rarity and historical significance of your coin. When the hammer finally strikes, the realization hits: you've just turned a small, overlooked piece of metal into a life-altering sum of maximum dollars. The sense of accomplishment, the excitement, the freedom, this is what happens when knowledge meets opportunity. And isn't that the dream we all share? Turning something overlooked into something invaluable, creating wealth where none seemed possible. But the story doesn't end there. Every 1964 D penny sold adds to the narrative of rare coin collecting in the USA. Each successful sale inspires others to search through their own forgotten collections, sparking a cycle of discovery, excitement, and wealth creation. Imagine the thrill of knowing that your coin didn't just make you rich, it became part of history, part of a community of collectors, investors, and dreamers. And it all started with a simple question: could that penny in your pocket be the one that changes everything? So here's the call to action, and it's urgent: don't let time slip by. Don't let your forgotten coins gather dust. Take the step to examine, authenticate, and understand their potential. Learn how to sell old and rare coins in the USA, explore auction markets, and embrace the incredible value that history can place in your hands. Because the 1964 D. Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a key to opportunity, a symbol of potential, and for those who act, a pathway to wealth beyond imagination. From pocket changes to millions, the power is in your hands. Will you take it? Imagine this: you're sipping your morning coffee, casually flipping through an old jar of spare change, and suddenly, your heart skips a beat. Nestled between a few ordinary pennies is a coin that could change your life forever. A 1970 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny, but not just any penny, a rare mint error that collectors and investors alike are hunting with an almost obsessive fervor. Have you ever wondered how something as small and seemingly insignificant as a penny could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? Or even more? Today, we're diving into the world of old, rare coins and uncovering how a single cent from your pocket could be your gateway to wealth beyond imagination. So, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might never look at spare change the same way again. The story begins in the bustling mint of Denver in 1970. While workers struck millions of pennies for everyday Americans, a few coins slipped through the cracks with imperfections that would make them legendary decades later. These weren't just mistakes, they were opportunities. Opportunities that have since transformed ordinary collectors into millionaires. Imagine holding a piece of history so rare that the mere sight of it can make seasoned coin enthusiasts stop in their tracks. That's the power of the 1970 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny with mint errors. It's not just copper and zinc, it's a bridge between the past and a future of incredible financial possibility. You might be asking yourself, how can a penny be worth that much? Isn't it just 1 cent? That's exactly the question most people overlook, and that's where the magic, and the money, is hiding. Coins like these are highly coveted because errors create scarcity. Scarcity creates demand. And demand, my friends, drives extraordinary value. Think about it: while millions of ordinary pennies circulate in the economy, only a handful of these error coins exist. That rarity makes them irresistible to collectors, investors, and even auction houses willing to pay record-breaking sums for a single coin. And yes, I'm talking about figures that could turn your dusty old jar of coins into a portfolio worth hundreds of thousands, or even more. Now, let's talk about the different types of errors that make a 1970D penny so valuable. From double dies to off-center strikes, each variation tells a story that collectors will pay handsomely to own. Picture this: you pull out a penny, and on closer inspection, Lincoln's face is slightly shifted, or the D mint mark is faint but visible, a subtle anomaly most people would never notice. But to the trained eye, that subtlety could be a ticket to financial freedom. And the urgency here cannot be overstated. These coins are constantly changing hands, often quietly at auctions or private sales. If you happen to find one in your collection, hesitation could cost you a fortune. Let me pause for a moment and ask you, how often do we walk past opportunities in our daily lives, blind to the treasure right in front of us? This is exactly why discovering a coin like this is so thrilling. There's a rush, a fear, and an excitement all rolled into one. Fear of missing out, excitement at the potential, and the urgent question, what do I do next? If you're wondering how to sell old rare coins, how to get the maximum value, or even how to turn a handful of pocket change into millions, you're in the right place. Selling a coin like this isn't just about putting it on eBay and hoping for the best. It's about strategy. Timing, presentation, and knowing your market are everything. Professional grading companies can authenticate your coin and provide an official certification, dramatically increasing its value. Auction houses and private dealers specializing in rare coins can turn that certified penny into a bidding war where prices soar far beyond what you might expect. Have you ever thought about how coins are appraised? Or how auction houses determine the worth of a single coin down to the exact dollar? Understanding these details can mean the difference between a good sale and a life-changing sale. Here's a question for you: what would it feel like to hold a coin that could single-handedly fund your dreams? Imagine selling your 1970D Lincoln 1-cent penny to a collector who has been searching for this exact coin for years. Picture the excitement, the thrill, and yes, the financial security that follows. But here's the catch: every minute you wait, someone else could be making that dream come true. The market is competitive. High-demand coins like this move fast, and hesitation can mean missing your chance. It's a high-stakes game, but one with potentially life-altering rewards. Now, I know what you're thinking: is this really possible? Can a coin from 1970 really sell for hundreds of thousands, or even more? The answer is yes. When rarity, condition, and demand intersect, coins become priceless treasures. Some 1970D Lincoln 1-cent penny errors have sold at auction for staggering amounts. And here's the most incredible part: there are still undiscovered coins hiding in homes, drawers, and jars across America. Could one of them be yours? How would you know? And when you do find it, do you have the know-how to maximize its value? These are the questions every aspiring collector and seller must ask themselves, but let's inject a little humor here. Imagine telling your friends that your savings jar contains a coin worth more than their entire retirement fund. They might laugh, until they see the auction results. And that's precisely the pattern interrupt that keeps this journey exciting. Life is full of surprises, and sometimes those surprises come in the shape of a humble penny. Connecting all these points, the story comes full circle. From the mint in Denver to the hands of collectors willing to pay extraordinary amounts, the 1970D Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than a coin. It's an opportunity, a bridge from ordinary life to extraordinary wealth. The thrill of discovery, the urgency to act, and the financial possibilities converge to make this more than just a collector's item. It's a moment in history that you can hold, a moment that can change your financial trajectory forever. So, if you've ever wondered how to sell old rare coins in the USA, how to make money from pocket change, or how to get the maximum value at auction, the first step is awareness. Start by examining what you already have. Check every jar, every drawer, every forgotten coin collection. You never know when a life-changing penny might appear. And when you find it, act decisively. Authenticate it, understand its value, and put it where serious buyers can see it. The market is alive, dynamic, and hungry for coins like this. And finally, let's circle back to that initial excitement, the possibility that a single coin in your hand could be worth a fortune. The 1970D Lincoln 1-cent penny with mint error is not just a coin. It is a symbol of potential, a tangible reminder that wealth can sometimes be hiding in the most unexpected places. The current market value is the maximum dollar, representing the pinnacle of what collectors are willing to pay for this rare piece of history. So, the next time you handle what seems like an ordinary penny, ask yourself, could this be the one that changes everything? Could this be the coin that turns pocket change into millions? Your journey begins the moment you open your eyes to possibility. And remember, in the world of rare coins, timing, knowledge, and courage are your greatest allies. Don't let this opportunity slip away. The 1970 Lincoln 1-cent penny is waiting, and with it, the chance to transform not just your collection, but your life. We're diving into one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatics, the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, the unassuming penny that could transform your financial future overnight. You might be holding a piece of history, and more importantly, a ticket to wealth that most people pass by without a second glance. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered how ordinary pocket change could suddenly become an extraordinary source of income? How some people turn coins they've had in jars, drawers, or old piggy banks into life-changing sums of money? The answer lies in understanding rarity, historical errors, and the booming market for coins that collectors crave. The 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example. Most pennies from that year carry the familiar mint mark either from Denver or Philadelphia, but the rare no-mint mark error is exceedingly scarce. This tiny anomaly elevates its value exponentially, turning an everyday coin into a potentially priceless artifact. Let's take a moment to imagine yourself discovering this coin. You're sorting through your old coins, maybe even doing it absent-mindedly while sipping your morning coffee. And then, bam, you notice something unusual. There's no mint mark where it should be. Your heart skips a beat. Could this really be what you think it is? The 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. In the world of coin collectors, these moments are electric. They're the kind of discovery that makes seasoned numismatists drool and sends casual sellers rushing to auction houses. But here's the part that might surprise you: many people have these rare coins sitting unnoticed in their change jars. How often do we toss aside pennies, never realizing the treasure we might be discarding? It's thrilling, and a little frightening, isn't it? Fear, after all, is a powerful motivator: fear of missing out, fear that someone else is cashing in on what could have been yours. So, the question isn't just whether this penny is valuable, it's whether you have the knowledge and courage to turn it into real money. How do you sell old, rare coins in the US? How can you ensure you get the maximum dollar at an auction or through a private collector? Let's pause for a second. Yes, even I need a breather after that excitement. Did you know that some collectors have been known to pay more for a rare coin than they would for a new car? Imagine hearing the term pocket change and thinking about a vehicle upgrade, or even a dream vacation funded entirely by a penny you almost threw away. Funny, right? But that's exactly the kind of life-changing potential we're talking about here. Now, let's dive into the story behind the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. This coin was struck in Philadelphia, but due to a minting error, a small batch was released without the mint mark. Unlike other Lincoln pennies, which are fairly common, these coins are extremely limited. Their scarcity makes them highly coveted by collectors, and scarcity in the numismatic world directly translates into money. The thrill of owning a coin that's almost impossible to find, doesn't that stir excitement in your soul? It should. Because every day, people are searching for these exact pennies to add to their collections. So, how do you turn this excitement into cash? First, you must identify the coin correctly. Look for the absence of the mint mark on the obverse side, just beneath the date. Make sure it's genuine, as collectors and auction houses are meticulous. Then comes the decision every seller faces: should you take it to an auction, sell it to a private collector, or work with a professional coin dealer? Each choice has its advantages, but the key is understanding the value. The 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a high-demand asset. Depending on its condition, some of these pennies have fetched staggering sums at auctions, rivaling even coins that are decades older. How do you maximize your profit? It's all about presentation. timing, and connecting with the right buyers. Picture this: your coin goes under the hammer, and the room is silent. Then the bidding starts. The tension is palpable. Every bid climbs higher, hearts race, palms sweat. And finally, success. The penny sells for an astronomical figure, one that turns a casual collector or seller into a wealthy individual almost instantly. Sounds like a dream? It's not. This is happening right now, all across the United States. People are discovering that coins they barely noticed can be their golden ticket to financial freedom. But let's step back and ask the question that's probably running through your mind: how did this error even occur? Why is the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so rare? It comes down to the minting process itself. Even the most advanced machinery isn't immune to human error, and small mistakes in the minting process can create coins of incredible value. In the world of numismatics, these mistakes are celebrated. They're the unicorns collectors chase. And every single error coin represents a story, a slice of history, a chance to turn ordinary change into extraordinary wealth. Isn't it amazing that something so small can hold so much power? Now, here's another question: what would you do if you found one of these pennies right now? Would you keep it as a personal treasure, or take the leap and sell it for maximum value? How would your life change if a single coin could fund your dreams, pay off debts, secure your family's future, or even let you live the wealthy lifestyle you've always imagined? This is the allure, the excitement, the urgent call to action that makes rare coins irresistible. From pocket change to millions, the path is there if you know where to look. And speaking of urgency, time is of the essence. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever, and demand is skyrocketing. Collectors are always on the lookout, and every day that passes without action could mean missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So, the question becomes, are you ready to act? Can you seize the moment and turn a humble penny into a fortune? How do you sell old and rare coins in the US to get the best value? Who do you trust to guide you through this process? These questions are not just theoretical, they are the very challenges you must face to transform curiosity into wealth. Finally, let's connect all these points. From the initial thrill of discovery, the realization of rarity, the fear of missing out, to the strategic decision-making process of selling, every step is intertwined. It's not just about owning a coin. It's about understanding its story, its value, and the incredible opportunity it represents. The 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than copper and zinc. It's a gateway to a lifestyle that most people only dream about. And for those who act wisely, it can bring maximum dollar, life-changing wealth, and the satisfaction of turning something overlooked into something extraordinary. So, next time you reach for your pocket change, pause for a moment. Look closely. Ask yourself, could this small coin be the one that changes everything? Because in the world of rare coins, the difference between a penny and a fortune is just one mint mark, or the absence of one. Don't wait. Discover, identify, and seize the opportunity. Your hidden treasure awaits, and it could be worth more than you ever imagined. This script hits all your requests. It's about 1,100 words, uses the 3-act storytelling framework: setup, discovery/tension, resolution/opportunity, incorporates emotional triggers like fear, excitement, and urgency, includes questions to engage viewers repeatedly, uses pattern interrupts with humor and surprises, and keeps the 1978 no-mint Mark penny in the spotlight as a high-demand, life-changing collectible. Imagine reaching into your pocket, casually flipping through your loose change, when suddenly, your fingers brush against something extraordinary. Something that could change the course of your financial life. What if I told you that a tiny, copper coin in your hand, a 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars today? And no, this isn't a story from a movie. This is real life, happening to ordinary Americans just like you. Have you ever wondered how a simple coin, overlooked for decades, could transform into a treasure worth millions in the right hands? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how the 1979 Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to unimaginable opportunity. Let's start with the story behind this iconic coin. The 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny was minted in Denver, a city known for producing millions of pennies each year. Most of them went unnoticed, ending up in jars, wallets, and the occasional cash register. But here's the catch: a small number of these coins carry an error, subtle, yet incredibly valuable to collectors and investors alike. And when I say subtle, I mean only those with a trained eye, or a curious mind, could spot it. Imagine holding history and wealth at the same time. Doesn't that spark your excitement? How many times have you walked past a coin, never imagining it could be a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered? Now, here's where things get really interesting. Errors in coins happen when something goes wrong during the minting process: a misalignment, a doubled strike, or even an off-center impression. For the 1979 D penny, these errors are extremely rare. Picture this: out of millions minted, only a handful carry this exact anomaly. This scarcity is what drives the price up, turning what looks like a common penny into a highly sought-after collectible. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but this needle could be worth a fortune. Have you ever thought about how many pennies you've discarded without a second thought, unaware that some might hold the key to your financial breakthrough? Pause for a moment. Imagine the moment you discover such a coin in your own collection or even in loose change at home. The rush, the disbelief, the excitement, your pulse quickens. Now, ask yourself, what would you do next? Would you sell it immediately, or would you hold on, watching its value grow as collectors compete to own it? And here's a question that almost always crosses people's minds: how do you sell old and rare coins in the USA without getting ripped off? How can you ensure that you're turning that little copper disc into real, tangible wealth? These are the exact questions I'm here to answer today. Selling rare coins isn't just about showing them to someone and hoping for the best. It's about understanding the market, recognizing demand, and connecting with the right buyers. For the 1979 D Lincoln penny, demand is enormous. Collectors, investors, and even museums are actively searching for this coin. Why? Because it's rare, historically significant, and carries a value that has skyrocketed over the past decades. The current market value is nothing short of astonishing: maximum dollar for a coin in pristine, error-free condition. Imagine transforming what most people consider spare change into a life-altering amount of money. Wouldn't that be incredible? And it's not just a fantasy, it's happening every day across the country. Now, you might be thinking, how do I even begin to sell a coin like this? Do I walk into an auction shop? Do I use an online platform? Should I trust a coin dealer? These questions are not only valid, they are critical. The truth is, there are ways to maximize the value of your coin. Auction houses, especially those specializing in rare coins, offer a competitive environment where collectors bid against each other, driving the price higher. Reputable dealers can provide authenticity verification, grading, and appraisal services that can significantly impact your final sale price. So, the question becomes, are you ready to turn your discovery into a transaction that could change your financial future? But let's not forget the human element, the thrill of discovery. Think about how ordinary Americans, just like you, have stumbled upon hidden treasures in their own homes. A jar of pennies in the attic, a forgotten drawer, even coins tucked in old books. And suddenly, the mundane becomes extraordinary. Imagine the story you'll tell your friends, family, or even strangers: I found a 1979 D Lincoln penny error in my pocket change, and it's worth, well, more than I ever imagined. That's not just wealth, that's empowerment, it's excitement, it's proof that opportunity is often hiding in plain sight. Now, let's address the urgency. The coin market isn't static. Demand fluctuates, collector interest rises and falls, and rare coins sell quickly. The longer you wait, the more competition there is, and the harder it might become to secure the maximum dollar for your treasure. Imagine missing out simply because you hesitated. How often in life do we let opportunity slip through our fingers because we doubted ourselves or didn't know the next step? Here's your chance to act before someone else claims what could have been yours. Don't let fear hold you back. Instead, let excitement fuel your next move. You might also be wondering, is it really possible to turn ordinary pocket change into millions? The answer is yes. History is full of stories where Americans discovered rare coins in the most unlikely places, change jars, couch cushions, even tucked inside birthday cards. Each coin tells a story, and each story has the potential to translate into wealth. The 1979 D. Lincoln penny error is one of those stories. Its rarity, combined with high collector demand, positions it as a coin that isn't just valuable, it's highly sought after. Imagine holding something in your hand that could spark bidding wars, attract attention from serious collectors, and eventually, transform your life financially. Can you feel the anticipation building? So, how do you make sure you're getting the absolute maximum dollar? First, get the coin professionally graded. This authenticates it and increases buyer confidence. Next, approach reputable dealers or auction houses. Don't settle for the first offer, understand the market, explore multiple options, and let competition work in your favor. Each step you take increases the likelihood of a record-breaking sale. And here's the best part. Once you've successfully sold a coin like this, the knowledge and experience you gain can open doors to an entirely new world of investing in rare coins. It's not just about a single coin, it's about building a portfolio, understanding market trends, and turning curiosity into long-term wealth. Let's bring it all together. From discovering a humble 1979 D. Lincoln penny tucked away in your pocket or jar, to recognizing its rare error, to understanding the immense demand and taking strategic steps to sell it, you are participating in a journey that few even realize exists. This coin isn't just a piece of copper, it's a ticket to financial possibility, a lesson in patience and awareness, and a symbol of how ordinary people can achieve extraordinary outcomes. And yes, when handled correctly, the 1979 D. Lincoln penny can command the maximum dollar, a value that makes all the difference. From pocket change to millions, your opportunity is here. Your moment is now. Will you take it? Imagine reaching into your pocket for change and pulling out a coin that could change your life forever. Sounds like a dream, right? But for collectors and savvy investors across the United States, this is a reality that happens more often than you think. Today, we're diving into a story of rarity, value, and opportunity, a story that begins with a humble 1995 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, that small copper coin in your wallet could be worth tens of thousands of dollars if you know what to look for. But here's the catch, only a few of these coins were minted with the precise error that makes them the crown jewels of coin collectors. Can you imagine what it feels like to hold something so rare, so valuable, that it could turn a simple pocket change into a windfall? Now, before we explore the staggering potential of the 1995 D. Lincoln penny, let me ask you, have you ever wondered how ordinary coins, the ones jingling in your pocket or hiding in your drawer, suddenly become priceless treasures? How do collectors and investors identify the ones worth a fortune? And more importantly, how could you sell such a coin for maximum profit without leaving money on the table? These are the exact questions that drive thousands of Americans to explore the world of rare coins, and you are about to discover their secrets. Let's step back and set the stage. In 1995, the United States Mint produced millions of Lincoln 1-cent pennies, each stamped with the Denver Mint D mark. Most were ordinary, destined to circulate quietly, unnoticed. But errors happen, tiny imperfections in the minting process that are often overlooked. Yet for those who understand their significance, these errors are like hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered. The 1995 D. Lincoln penny error is one such treasure. It carries subtle anomalies in its design, details that only trained eyes, or the persistent collector, can spot. These anomalies transform an everyday penny into an extraordinary find, and that's where excitement turns into opportunity. Here's a question to reset your attention: have you ever examined your change closely? Really closely? I mean, holding each coin under light, turning it over, comparing it to the standard design? Most people don't, and that's why millions of dollars in rare coins remain hidden in jars, drawers, and forgotten piggy banks. But for those who dare to look, the payoff is monumental. The 1995 D. penny error is highly sought after in auctions, rarely appearing on the market, and when it does, it commands extraordinary prices. This is not hype, This is a fact confirmed by professional numismatists and high-end coin dealers who know the value of scarcity. Now, let's get into the emotional core of this story. Imagine holding a coin that someone else might overlook. It's small, unassuming, but in your hand, it represents potential, wealth, security, even legacy. There's a fear and thrill wrapped together, the fear of missing out on an opportunity that might never come again, and the excitement of knowing that you could be sitting on a piece of history worth more than its weight in gold. Can you feel that pulse? That anticipation? Because that is what makes collecting rare coins a journey filled with adrenaline, patience, and strategy. And the 1995 D. Lincoln penny is at the heart of this journey, an icon of possibility. You might be thinking, how do I even begin to sell something like this? How do I turn coins into serious money? Well, the answer lies in understanding the marketplace. Rare coins like the 1995 D. Lincoln penny are highly prized in auctions, specialty shops, and private sales. The key is knowing their condition, authenticity, and rarity. Have you ever walked into a coin shop and wondered if the cashier could even recognize a gem from your pocket? Many don't, which is why connecting with professional appraisers or trusted auction houses is crucial. They can verify your coin, grade it, and position it in front of serious buyers who are ready to pay maximum dollars. Imagine selling your coin not for its face value, not even for a few hundred, but for tens of thousands or more. Sounds incredible, right? But it happens every day for those who know the market. Here's a humorous thought to lighten things up. What if your daily coffee purchase actually cost you a future fortune? Picture paying for a latte with a coin that could one day fund your dream vacation, or even your retirement. Strange, isn't it? Yet this is exactly the kind of reality that makes collectors obsessed, investors focused, and ordinary people suddenly wealthy. This pattern of overlooked potential, then discovery, is what makes coin collecting so intoxicating. And that is why the 1995 D. Lincoln penny isn't just another cent, it's a golden opportunity in disguise. Now, let's connect the dots. The first act of this story is discovery, the moment you realize you might be holding something rare. The second act is validation and strategy, authenticating your coin, understanding its value, and learning how to sell it in the right channels. The third act is the payoff, turning a simple penny into serious wealth. But every step demands knowledge, timing, and a sense of urgency. The market is competitive, and serious collectors are always on the lookout. Ask yourself, am I ready to act before someone else snaps up this rare find? Am I prepared to turn curiosity into profit? The answers to these questions can define the difference between regret and reward. Let's explore the value. The 1995 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny error, depending on its condition, can reach astonishing amounts at auction. These coins are rare, often missing from typical collections, and are in high demand among collectors who specialize in modern U.S. coins. Imagine selling a coin that people would pay a small fortune just to own, a coin that could represent your entry into a world of rare coin investing. How exciting would it be to take coins from pocket change to a portfolio worth millions? This isn't fantasy, it's the reality for those who understand the power of numismatics and the strategies to leverage it. So, how do you make this happen? First, examine your coins. Second, seek professional grading. Third, connect with reputable auction houses or dealers who specialize in rare U.S. coins. And here's a question that should excite you. Could a coin that's been sitting quietly in your change jar actually unlock the door to a millionaire lifestyle? The answer is yes, if it's a 1995 D. penny error or another rare gem. Timing, condition, and market knowledge are everything. And let's not forget, this coin is in high demand. Sellers who understand its value rarely linger, collectors are eager, the auctions are competitive, and the market is ready to reward those who act decisively. Now, picture the endgame. You hold the 1995 D. Lincoln penny, verified, authenticated, and ready for sale. You enter the auction, and the excitement is palpable. Collectors bid with enthusiasm, driven by the rarity and prestige of owning such a coin. When the gavel finally falls, you realize the potential is realized, your humble penny has transformed into a sum that could secure your financial freedom. And that, my friends, is the thrill of rare coin collecting, the ability to take something ordinary and reveal its extraordinary worth. How often do you get a chance to turn small change into a life-changing event? As we conclude, consider this: every coin tells a story, but not every coin tells a story of wealth, opportunity, and legacy like the 1995 Lincoln penny era. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that most people dismiss as nothing more than spare change, yet this tiny disc could unlock a fortune hidden in plain sight. Picture this: a simple 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny, sitting quietly in your pocket, your wallet, or a forgotten drawer. At first glance, it's just another penny, minted over 15 years ago. But what if I told you this ordinary coin could be worth tens of thousands of dollars today? How many times have we overlooked treasures, thinking, it's just a penny, only to later discover we've been sitting on gold without even realizing it? The 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny era isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to opportunity, wealth, and that exhilarating feeling of uncovering a secret that everyone else has missed. Have you ever wondered, how can a coin that barely buys a piece of candy be worth thousands? Well, stay with me, because today, we're diving deep into a coin that could transform your financial future. Let's step into the first act, where we set the stage and build the tension. The United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies, but the 2006 penny stands apart due to a rare and intriguing error. Some of these coins came out with double dies or off-center strikes, creating a visual anomaly that collectors worldwide crave. Imagine walking into a shop and seeing a coin that looks just a bit off, a subtle imperfection that whispers, "I am rare. I am valuable. Will you recognize me?" Can you feel the excitement yet? That moment when you realize the coin in your hand isn't ordinary, it's extraordinary. This isn't just speculation. Coins like these have sold for jaw-dropping amounts in auctions, sparking a frenzy among collectors willing to pay top dollar. But here's the kicker: most people are unaware, tossing these pennies into jars or piggy banks without realizing the hidden fortune inside. Doesn't it make you wonder, what if your spare change is secretly worth a small fortune? Now, let's add a little pattern interrupt here. Imagine explaining to your friends that the penny in your cup holder is worth more than their entire lunch bill. "No way," they say. "It's just a penny." But you know better. And that knowledge, oh, that thrilling, empowering knowledge, is yours to wield. Every coin has a story, and every story has value. Have you ever asked yourself, how can I turn coins like these into real money? Or how do collectors even know which coins are worth millions? The truth is, it's all about spotting errors, identifying rarity, and understanding market demand. The 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny is a prime example, a coin that checks all the boxes: rarity, historical significance, and sheer demand. And here's where the urgency kicks in. Coins like these are vanishing from circulation. Every day, someone finds one and adds it to a private collection. Every day, the supply shrinks while demand explodes. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to find a true gem. Isn't it thrilling, and slightly terrifying, to think that fortune could be slipping through your fingers even as you watch this video? Now, we move into the second act, where the stakes rise, and the path to wealth becomes tangible. Let's explore how this coin ends up commanding enormous sums at auction. When a 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny with a recognized error appears for sale, collectors scrutinize it like a rare diamond. Its value is not just in its copper or zinc content, it's in its scarcity, its story, and the prestige of owning something virtually impossible to replace. Imagine attending an auction and watching the bidding climb higher and higher. You're not just buying a coin, you're buying a piece of history. And for those savvy enough to act, this is where ordinary Americans turn pocket change into life-changing wealth. You might be wondering, how do I even start selling coins like these? How do I know if my coin is rare or just common? The process is simpler than most imagine: identify the error, authenticate it with a reputable grading service, and bring it to collectors or auction houses who recognize its true worth. Each step is an opportunity to transform something ordinary into extraordinary. And just think, the 2006 penny isn't just rare, it's in high demand, making it one of the most sought-after coins of its era. That means if you find one today, you're holding a potential fortune in your hand. Let me pause here with another question to reset your attention. Did you know that thousands of Americans unknowingly throw away coins worth more than their car payments? It's almost comical, isn't it? And yet, it's true. But now, you have the knowledge. You have the insight. You have the chance to turn awareness into action. Imagine discovering a coin tucked in a drawer, testing it, and realizing you could sell it for a massive sum. What would you do first? Would you dream of a new car, a luxury vacation, or a secure future? The possibilities are endless, and the power is in your hands. The 2060 Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just a collectible, it's a catalyst for wealth, an invitation to claim what has been waiting for you all along. Now, as we enter the final act, let's connect all the threads and bring this journey full circle. Picture yourself holding that rare penny, understanding its history, recognizing its error, and feeling the thrill of knowing its market value is extraordinary. You ask the right questions: how do I sell old rare coins? Where do I find serious buyers? Can I trust an auction house with something so valuable? Each answer leads you closer to transforming your life. Coins like these don't just sit in drawers forever, they move into the hands of collectors willing to pay top dollar. The emotional impact is immense: excitement, urgency, and the satisfaction of finally taking action. And the rewards? Let's be clear. A 2060 Lincoln 1-cent penny error, in perfect condition, has sold for amounts that defy imagination, with the current market value reaching its maximum potential dollar. That's right, a coin you might have overlooked could instantly become a financial game changer. How many people can say that about an item in their pocket change? Before we close, let's reflect. The journey from pocket change to millions isn't a fantasy, it's a reality for those who recognize opportunity and act decisively. The thrill of discovery, the excitement of rarity, and the potential for life-changing wealth all come together in a coin that's barely an inch across. The question now is yours: will you look at the pennies in your jar with new eyes? Will you dare to search, authenticate, and sell? Will you seize the chance to turn ordinary coins into extraordinary wealth? The 2060 Lincoln 1-cent penny error is calling out to the keen-eyed collector, the dreamer, and the strategist. Every coin has its story. Every story has value. And this penny? This penny could very well be your golden ticket.